Fresh. New York's Fresh.
102.7.
Not too old.
Not too light.
We were talking about Then, which is actually the new single, but there's a second single coming out, Welcome to the Future.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that song.
Well, this is my favorite thing. I mean, it's hard to say this knowing that you open yourself up to scrutiny as you say it, but this is my favorite thing I've ever put on tape.
Why?
There's a couple of reasons. Country music is not normally known for its broad-minded take on the world. And this is, but it is known for its lyrical sort of precision. You know, we're really
Right.
good format at telling you a story.
I was going to say, storytelling, there's no comparison to anything else. Country music's right there.
Right. I mean, you know, in pop music, you can say if a tree fell in the woods, you could metaphorically talk about, you know, the fall of something
Sure,
else. And,
as long as it's got a good beat or whatever.
yeah, or even make it poetry. But in country, it's sort of like the fans are used to, tell me a tree fell.
Mm.
You know, so with a song like Welcome to the Future, we went into this and there were three major themes I wanted to tackle. One is technology and how it has become this sort of a wonderful place to live, this world of ours, with things like video chats. When you're away, like I am, and you're able to,
Right.
you know,
Twitter and
talk
Facebook.
to my
and-
2-year-old, it's amazing.
Sure.
You know? That's a good part of these times. And then also just looking around socially, globally even. My grandfather, World War II vet, the second verse goes to him, and him more specifically in the Philippines in '41. You know, he was fighting the Japanese, stationed there in the Air Force. Air raid sirens going off. Go back in time in a time machine and tell him that his grandson's going to tour Japan.
Yeah, you can't imagine that.
He would have thought you were completely out of your mind.
Japan, yeah, of all places, right? I mean, we're
But
fighting.
he's
this
like,
war
are you
against these
looking
people.
at this? He's like, are you crazy? Look what's happening. And then, but it happened. And then the third verse deals with, you know, take the same time machine to me in high school, or even later than that. Even go back to the '90s and show me a videotape from now that says, and say, by the way, that's the president of the United States.
Wow. It's amazing when you think back, you know, change is so incremental in your life, but then when you take these big leaps back, maybe 20 years or 40 years, and you put yourself like in the song, in that perspective, and look ahead, it is huge, the changes that take place just over the course of anyone's lifetime.
I know, and we're focused on the good of this, on the hope of it. And,
But this is big stuff for a country music song. You
Well,
know,
yeah,
it's not
and-
all about breaking up and
we knew
cheating
that
and-
we knew that going in. I mean, we mentioned Martin Luther in the song, and Martin Luther King, and it's like, you know, going in that that's new, because I can't remember one actually that did that, and it's for me, it's all about being able to just express what I'm feeling, and also production-wise, another reason I've been happy with this since we did it is that we threw the kitchen sink in, and it needed that. It's got this Moog synth that sounds like it's straight off a Styx record, you know, and then
Wow.
right alongside of Waylon Jennings' steel guitar. You know?
I know country music fans have certain expectations of music, and when you find yourself stretching the boundaries, do you get any kind of feedback about that?
This has been really good feedback, because we were true enough to the core of it, being that you have my guitar and this steel sort of holding down this honky-tonk sounding thing right alongside this Moog synth, and then there are group vocals in the bridge that have it's this large. They shout this "hey" in the background, and as I'm, you know, which "hey" usually is a whole different word in country music when you say "hey." But in this one, it's more of a shout it from the rooftops thing, you know. And,
Gotcha.
And all of that, the cacophony that becomes this song for me is it's just, I'm really proud of it.
Sounds like it's going to be a challenge on stage.
This one will be. You're right, but actually, it's such an anthemic kind of thing, you know, that.
Sounds
It ought to be. It's actually made for that. I think it'll be fun.
It'll build. That'll be one of the last songs in the show.
Yeah,
Build to that,
we aren't
right?
opening with it at this
Encore
point. Yeah.
song maybe, or something.
I haven't even
like that.
added it to the show yet. Actually, it's not one of the new ones I was doing, because it's one of those that's like, all right, I want to wait till some people know it, because
Right.
it really demands
Familiarity.
sing along and familiarity a little bit. You know.
Let me change the subject a little bit. A lot of people might not know this. Your wife is an actress, Kimberly Williams, bride, in Father of the Bride films.
Yes. and Bride of Frankenstein, actually, and
Bride of Frankenstein. Now you're both in the business.
That was our wedding. She was Bride of Frankenstein.
You're both in the business. How does that work? I mean, is it tough dating and keeping her life and your life? Obviously, you're in Nashville and
it's
she's in Hollywood and all that stuff going on.
It's fine. It's actually, when you get to the level I'm at, luckily you travel pretty easily. I mean, it's not like I'm doing what I did in 1999 when I first came out.
Right. So you're not driving back and forth and.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not doing 250 tour dates a year anymore. I mean, it's 60, if that. And then I'm home quickly.
And you got 2 kids together, so obviously there's a reason to get back home, right?
And I get home and I'm handed one of them as soon as I walk through the door.
What do they think? They think you're just an average mommy and daddy with regular jobs?
Well, one of them's 2.5, and he's started to figure out what I do, which is kind of fun for him. He doesn't understand. He doesn't really know if that's any different, I think, than in what anybody else's dad does, but he gets what I do, so he loves that.
So later on, when you do take your kids to work day, you can take them on stage and
right,
bring them up there, and this is what Daddy does.
Take your kids to work weekend. It's like, I am going to take him out one of these days coming up in the next few months, just him on the road for the weekend.
And you say he's how old?
He's 2.5.
2.5.
But he's an advanced 2.5. I mean, he's he knows he's smarter than I am. So.
It's funny, when you're 2.5, you don't remember everything, but I have a feeling that'll be one of those memories that he'll have, that he'll remember for the rest of his life.
Hanging with the band, yeah, is tasting, getting a sip of a band member's beer at 8.
Well, you got to groom them for the next generation, right? Get a dynasty going. Brad Paisley, we so appreciate your coming by and spending a little time with us. The new album, American Saturday Night, you've been hearing the single. Then the new single coming up, Welcome to the Future. A lot of just terrific music on there, and we're going to be playing a lot of it here on Fresh 102.7. Thanks so much for joining us, Brad.
Thanks for having me. I had a blast. We'll see you guys. I think we're playing Madison Square Garden in October, so come out.
Well, we'll be there for you.
Yeah.
Fresh. New York's Fresh.
102.7.
Not too old.
Not too light.